Where were we at? We were talking about colorblind racism. Colorblind racism is can be defined as ignoring race altogether, focusing on human agency, individuals, and equality of opportunity without addressing historical and structural racism within society that creates inequality. What that means is you would find somebody who says that they don't believe in racism, they don't believe it exists anymore. They would say, oh, I don't see color, I just see people. They'd say our society is based on merit. I worked hard to achieve what I have. If they just weren't lazy, they could achieve it as well. Those are the type of comments you would hear. You would hear things like, I'm not racist, I'm a good moral person. What colorblind racism allows us to do is it allows us to continue with the inequality result without having to take personal moral possession over the inequality that's based on the race. You would hear somebody possibly who is from a dominant group say, well, you know, my position doesn't offer me any privileges. And the reason why is because when we have privileges, they're almost always invisible to us. So it's very hard to see our own privileges. And you might hear somebody say, well, you need to stop playing the race card. So one of the biggest things is, you know, if those people, right, so people from the subordinate group would just start talking about it, stop talking about it, it would go away. And the truth is that it's built into the structure of the society. So there's unequal treatment based on race within all the institutions, healthcare, education, in policing, in government and judicial systems. All the different institutions have inequality based on race built into the structure. Since we started out with that in our society, within all of our institutions are going to continue along in that path. Now, have they changed? Absolutely, yes. We do not have that systematic type of Jim Crow racism that we had, you know, 50 years ago, 80 years ago. But we still have what we call systemic racism. And that is, according to Fagan, reoccurring and unequal relations between groups and individuals. Race and racism are built into the institutions of society. As a result of systemic racism, the dominant group accumulates resources over time and therefore unjust enrichment. Subordinate groups are deprived of resources over time, so you get unjust impoverishment. And according to Fagan, he gives us this quote, racism is not just in, but is of society. So what I want you to do is think about what that means. What does it mean to say racism is not just in our society, but of our society? I'll give you a few minutes and I'll come back to finish the lecture with that.
Oh, what's that?